Hi guys, German Prepper here. Massive movements of troops across Europe are underway as NATO forces deploy in unprecedented numbers to so-called exercises across the continent. Meanwhile, to the east, Ukraine burns ever hotter with the fires of what is quickly becoming an unquenchable war, drawing in nations to support one side or the other from across the globe. Here is your latest update. Baroness Annabel Goldie, Minister of State at the United Kingdom Ministry of Defence, has made this incendiary statement. Alongside our granting of a squadron of Challenger 2 main battle tanks to Ukraine, we will be providing ammunition, including armour-piercing rounds, which contain depleted uranium. Such rounds are highly effective in defeating modern tanks and armoured vehicles. Guys, we were previously warned that the use of uranium-tipped projectiles by the armed forces of Ukraine would be officially considered by the Russian Federation as the use of dirty nuclear bombs on the battlefield. President Putin has once again reinforced this warning. The United Kingdom announced not only the supply of tanks to Ukraine, but also shells with depleted uranium. I would like to note that if all this happens, then Russia will have to respond accordingly. The collective West is already starting to use weapons with a nuclear component. Another so-called red line in the war has been crossed, guys, in what is certainly a dangerous escalation. Troops from NATO allies and partners are taking part in a series of major military exercises across Europe with the stated aim of enhancing the readiness of NATO forces. Here are a few examples. Exercises Joint Viking and Joint Warrior bring together 20,000 NATO troops, plus Finland and Sweden, in training to defend Norway in Europe's Arctic. Exercise Dynamic Manta includes 9 NATO allies in conducting anti-submarine warfare drills with ships, submarines and aircraft in the Mediterranean. Exercise Orion 23 involves 19,000 allied troops over 3 months across France. Exercise Griffin Lightning involves approximately 600 German troops in practicing defending Lithuania. Finally, flying out of Spain, US B-52 bombers are to hold joint drills with Allied air forces across Europe. Ona Lingescu, NATO spokesperson, commented on the exercises. These are long-planned defensive exercises. In a more contested and dangerous security environment, they send a clear message. NATO stands strong and ready to defend every inch of Allied territory. The 10th Ukraine Defence Contract Group meeting, which reportedly brought together around 50 nations, has concluded. Lloyd J. Austin III, US Secretary of Defence, has commended the results. Ukraine doesn't have any time to waste, and I heard clearly today that our fellow contact group members also know that we have to deliver swiftly and fully on our promised commitments. Austin continued. We will continue to dig deep for new donations, and today we heard updates on our progress and some significant new commitments. Well guys, here is a sample of reported donations released during and after the meeting that I've collated for you. It is certainly impressive. Canada announced it would provide approximately 8,000 rounds of 155mm ammunition, 12 air defence missiles sourced from Canadian Armed Forces inventory, and 1,800 rounds of 105mm tank training ammunition. Norway is partnering with the US to donate 2 NASAMS systems. Poland is to hand over 4 Soviet-made MiG-29 Fulcrum fighter jets. Slovakia has approved handing over a batch of 13 MiG-29 Fulcrum fighter jets. Spain has announced 4 Leopard 2A4 main battle tanks and a batch of TOA M113 infantry vehicles. Sweden announced it would provide 10 Leopard tanks and key air defence components. This all may not seem so much compared to the US and German donations up till now, guys, but for European nations these are major contributions, in most cases straight from their own defence capabilities. Europe, it would seem, is being pushed into betting almost everything it has on keeping Ukraine in the fight to the bitter end, win or lose. The United States Department of Defense has announced the 34th presidential drawdown of equipment from DoD inventories for Ukraine since August 2021, valued at up to $350 million. Capabilities briefly include ammunition for high-mobility artillery rocket systems, HIMARS, 155mm artillery rounds, 25mm ammunition, high-speed anti-radiation missiles, HARMS, 81mm and 60mm mortar systems and mortar rounds, AT-4 anti-armor weapon systems, grenade launchers, small arms and associated ammunition, demolition munitions and equipment for obstacle clearing, mine clearing equipment, heavy fuel tankers, thermal imagery systems, optics and laser rangefinders, riverine patrol boats, testing and diagnostic equipment to support vehicle maintenance and repair, spare parts and other field equipment. Just another drawdown from seemingly unlimited DoD stores, guys. EU ministers have agreed a plan to jointly procure 1 million artillery shells for Ukraine. Kaja Kallas, Prime Minister of Estonia, made this statement. Ukraine needs ammunition and has asked for it. I proposed EU member states jointly procure 1 million shells for Ukraine. Glad that EU foreign and defence ministers approved the initiative today. This helps to ramp up European defence industry and boost our security. Well, there we are then, guys. Exercises in mass conflict across the European continent as Ukraine burns and the arms continue to flood in. Just another week in World War III. A question for you all now to end. Have you considered adding vitamin tablets to your preps for a potential time when you may be forced to rely on canned or dried foods? And if so, which ones? As always, looking forward to reading your answers. If you are watching this on YouTube, please support the channel by taking membership. It really makes a difference. For whatever platform you are on, if you are able, share this video. Keep prepping, guys. Cheers for now.